Hi there, this is Dr. Craig Hansen, and I have this absolute privilege of travelling around the country supporting schools with assessment who are involved in the Ministry of Education's assessment contract. And as we've been looking through all of the information that's come out from the Ministry in this short period of time, it's really unpacking how do we assess our kids and how do we judge their progress? Because progress is really important given that we have a brand new curriculum in maths, reading, writing, and maths. So, one of the key things to remember is that we've got our descriptors, our markers, and our curriculum, and we need to be connecting them together and using the rubrics as an example that have been provided by the ministry. So, here are our 5 progress descriptors for 2026 and going forward. And you see that we've got 5 levels on the left hand side. So, we've got emerging, which is the beginning of learning, to exceeding, where students are independently managing through student agency their own learning. And you can see we've got some indicators for teachers in the middle column. Then on the right-hand side, we have our descriptors for parents. So the language that parents can fully engage with around where their students are in their learning progress. So this is a really good resource, this 5 progress descriptors document, because of the indicators and the descriptors make sense. They're accessible, I think. The 5 levels is a little bit different. So whether you're using Edge or Kmart, or whether you're using Hero as your student management system and you're putting learning journeys in there, you're putting the curriculum sequence statements in there, the knowledge and the practices, and then you're allowing parents to see on the go progress every single day, how kids are doing. Then as teachers, we might be wandering around the classroom, and on the go, we're identifying as part of our overall teacher judgment where kids are at. Are they emerging? Are they consolidating? Do they seem proficient? Are they developing? Where are they at? So to be able to do that, one of the really simple ways to do this that I heard one of our schools in the far north suggest was a great idea, to just have some blank grids, some tables, some spreadsheets on a piece of paper. They might have the 5 progress descriptors across the top, or the kids' names, the students' names, the akonga down the left-hand side with their names. Then as you're walking around, and it doesn't matter whether you're doing reading, writing, or maths, you just grab one of those sheets. So as you're having conversations, giving feedback, looking at the work that students might be doing by themselves or with others, they might be in their books, they might be verbally reading, discussing, and demonstrating a certain written procedure they might be doing in maths. You can identify on the go formatively where they're at. Now, that moment might be that you're going to notice, recognize, and respond and do some in the moment teaching, or it could be you're just observing as part of your overall teacher judgment. So find their name and then just follow along. Are they emerging, developing, consolidating? Are they proficient or exceeding? And you might like to have some of these keywords here to help you just put a tick, because in that one moment in time, you can make a snap judgment around progress. And if you're doing that regularly, you start to build up a picture of how your kids are going today, this week, next week, this term, and going forward, as well as all the other amazing things that you do in the classroom. One of the things that helps that are the rubrics that we've got for reading, for writing, and for maths that have been developed from year 0, first 6 months, to year 10. So, for example, we might have in these rubrics that you are using, or you might develop yourself, is you have the sequence statements here for the focus from the element inside of the strand. So if we're doing maths, we have geometry, we might have spatial reasoning as the element, and we have a knowledge and a practices sequence statement, and we drop these on the rubric, and then we have these rubric gradients, really, between emerging up to exceeding. And if they're working at the year level, they're really consolidating their practice. The key thing that often gets missed on this using the rubrics document from the 4th of May is this. This is really helpful, because as you're going around classrooms and you're going around in groups and you're going around with individuals to see how they're going, you'd be looking at their use of models. So are they looking on the wall or looking at some models of procedures, step by step, how they do it and what success looks like? So are the students using these as an essential part of their learning? If they are, they're emerging. If they're available, but they're not always referencing those models up on the classroom wall or on the table or in their books, then they might be consolidating. If they've internalized the steps, the procedures, the models, but they're only looking at them to refine their work in a range of different contexts, then they might be proficient. So the role of models, the role of prompts, like do they need step-by-step, moment-by-moment prompts, or are they more of a lighter strategic touch? is the difference between emerging and consolidating. Learning behavior is what we're seeing all the time. So these ideas from emerging up to exceeding are really valuable. And then in line with our science of learning, what are we seeing? Are the representations correct? Are they strengthened and fluent? Are they confirming independence? Where are they at? So look at the using the rubric. People often miss this, page number 6 with the rubric. So I really encourage you, as you're looking at rubrics and you're looking at the progress descriptors, emerging, developing, consolidating, proficient, and exceeding, look at the page 6 on the using the rubrics. And I'm going to link that with this video so you can easily download it. Maybe print off page 6, maybe even use it in Gemini to help you guide you as a moderation partner with how the students are doing in terms of their progress. And so have a look on the other videos on our YouTube channel, this channel, and look at the playlist that we've got to see where I'm developing some Gemini gems that you might use to guide developing assessments, to assess where kids are at, to help you as a moderation partner. Because remember, we're in charge of the quality control. So whenever we use AI, we need to check it's really accurate, number one. And number two, we need to RAG everything, point the AI to a document. That's called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. So instead of letting Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity go off and look at the world's information, we want to point the AI's brain to a document that's relevant for our context, so it doesn't make up stuff. It actually is using the document as a reference point to retrieve content and guidance to augment and change what it's generating or creating for you. So I'm Dr. Craig Hansen. Keep an eye on this channel. Do subscribe, hit like, give me some feedback to see how I can help you. And I'm going to be increasingly generating content for you to help you in the classroom, from the assessment contract, from the maths PLD that we're doing around the country as well, and my own AI breakfasts that I'm doing across the motu in 2026. Look forward to seeing you in person soon.